Hey guys, how you doing today? Today's video is going to be a simple one. It's just going to be changing the spark plugs on my 1996 Suzuki Intruder 1400. It's not much different for the 750 or the 800. Apparently I'm having camera focusing issues here. So anyway, to do that, it's very simple. First thing you have to do is take off these covers. The front cylinder is on the right side of the bike for that cover, and the rear cylinder is on the left side of the bike. So you want to take this cover off. Okay. So these two bolts here, 10mm. You're probably better off using a wrench over a socket, because once you, for this one anyway, because once you get this one loosened, your ratchet hits the frame here. So anyway, so once we get those off, I'll be back. Okay, so I got those bolts loose, so I'm just gonna pop that cover off, and that'll expose your spark plug right there. Get my hand out of the way here. So yeah, there's spark plug right there. So you pull your boot off there, and you get your spark plug wrench in there and pull it out. So very simple. That will be an 18mm socket. Okay, so we're getting the spark plug out here. Okay, so let's take a look at this plug here. Okay, see, it's all covered in carbon. Got a carbon buildup. So I looked in the book to see what that would be, and the book says that it's probably running a little bit rich. So they recommended to put a slightly hotter plug in there. So this one is what is it there? Let's see if we can get that to focus. Okay, it's a DPR 8EA. Okay. So the 8 is the number of the heat of the plug. So if you go down a number, you get a hotter plug. At least that's what I've been told. I am not a spark plug expert, but that's what the dealer said. So I would hope that they are spark plug experts. So I am going down to a 7, and I'm going to see if that helps any. Okay, otherwise, same plug. I hope. Let's just line that up and double check that. Yep, same plug. Okay, so make sure you check your gaps. They're supposed to be pre-gapped at the factory, but always check your gap. This bike here, it is between, I believe, 0.7 and 0.9 inches. So I'm gonna go do that, and then we'll put it back in the bike. So I got my plugs gapped. So I'll put them back in the bike, and then after I get them back in there, I will be back to fire it up and see how it runs. Okay, so when you thread these spark plugs in, when you put them back in, thread them all the way in by hand first until they're snug. Don't use a wrench on them until you know they're all the way threaded. It's very easy to strip the threads in spark plugs. So just make sure you do that. Now, some of these things are hard to get your fingers in there to thread them. So what I do is I got a piece of rubber hose, a piece of old fuel hose, whatever, attach it to the end of the spark plug, pull the old one out, and I just kind of use the hose to thread it in. So I'm very, very careful not to strip these threads. Put the thread in here and you are done. There we go. So don't, if it's tight, snug, or anything else, don't force it. Don't even go any further. Pull it back out and start over. Okay, so now I know I've gone in about 4 or 5 threads, so I know I'm good now. But I'm still going to thread it in all the way by hand. Okay. Yeah, because if you put any force on that when it's not properly threaded, it is very, very easy to strip them. Okay, so tighten these down and we'll be back for the fire up. Okay, so put the plugs in, just tightening them down. Now you don't want to tighten these too tight, you just want them snug. So once you feel it start to snug up a little bit, you basically just squish in the washer. And then once it's tight, it's got a little bit of a turn there and you're good. If you're not sure, look up the torque specs and do it by that. But just don't over tighten. Don't refund it, you don't need to. Once they're snug, that's good. So once you get them back in, sorry, my camera work sucks today. Try to do this with one hand. Put your wires back on. Make sure they go on all the way. Now with this one here, you can kind of feel it. Once it goes on, you can hear it click. Okay. That's basically your plug wire clicking on all these little thread like things there. Okay. Now when you buy your plug might have a tip on it that will unscrew before you put it in your bike. I don't have another plug as an example, but in the picture here, there's an example. So you see how it's got that little rounded tip. Okay, some of them will come with that. You can just unscrew them and they'll come off. Okay, so plugs are in. So let's fire it up and see if. Let's hope it'll fire up. I gotta find my key first, apparently. Okay, what do I do with my key? There they are. They're on my keychain where they never are. Alright. Turn the key on. I need to put you down for this because I need two hands to start this bike, unfortunately. There we go. We're good. Sounds a bit better than it did before, so hopefully it means it's burning better. Alright. So now all you do is you put your covers back on. Oops. So yeah, just put your covers back on and that's it. As far as the torque specs for the covers, I can't find any on it. So again, just snug. So they're not coming loose, and then after you ride a couple times, just double check them. Make sure they haven't vibrated loose. Should do that with all your fasteners on a bike anyway, because of the abuse that bikes take. But that's it. So thanks for watching, and that's how you change spark plugs on a 2014 Suzuki Intruder 1996.